Hello everybody, so this is like an announcement video or whatever you want to call it. I am in the works or collaboration or whatever with Remnant Productions and many other people in the Skype group that we created. We are going to be making a new form of AMV slash MEP, which basically the whole concept around it is like a normal like AMV MEPs and stuff with studios and everything, every person like Remnant will make one part of the video, like a little kind of short clip.
Yep.
And then everyone kind of pulls together all their clips together to make one video. That's the basic concept of a MEP, kind of like a studio doing it. My idea that I don't remember how I came up with it. I just came up with it on the fly, and it's definitely going to be an experiment to see if it'll work properly. We might have to do like
it could end very badly.
Yes,
essentially,
and it can go wrong, and many things can go wrong. But hopefully, if we do one successful thing, we could probably try another time, or multiple times, just try to get it down, because it's a new concept. So we are calling it, or Rem has deemed it, the RWBY AMV Alchemy. So basically, this is the premise. Instead of everyone doing small clips and doing all their editing on those one clips and then sending that over to the main host of the MEP and then combining them into one video, my idea is basically one person, actually I could put the role list right now actually, one person will do the raw clip editing slash beat sync, so that way they combine all the clips together to make the AMV basically. So basically they're making a very minimal AMV with just beat syncing and editing. They take that video, they send it to another person who in this case will do overlays. That person who will do all their overlays in the entire video, not just like little parts of it, the entire video. They'll go through
and then they would render that out after they've done that, and then pass it to, in this situation, the person who's doing the colouring.
Yep.
And basically so on like that until it gets to post-production, which is either where one person like sort of adds little touches, like maybe some motion blur or something onto certain
little effects,
or everybody will come together to sort of add the finishing touches, like to make sure it all matches up.
The entire time this is going on, all members of the Alchemy, they're all working together, talking to each other, making sure their ideas don't clash with other members, and making sure everything is working fine. And if all goes well, every single person will kind of make their own AMV together in a way. So Remnant put it very well, saying it's just like making a movie. Basically, everybody has parts.
It's like a movie crew. Essentially,
just like a movie crew.
All got the roles.
The best person that does beat syncing will do beat syncing. The best person who does overlays, that kind of thing. If you're good at certain editing, do that role and do it the best you can, and that'll make the entire project even better. So
yeah, because the idea beside like by doing it this way is it lets people with certain specializations sort of show off their skill and sort of just focus on that skill, because obviously making an AMV alone takes a long fucking time. So this is just a good way to sort of get content out that's really high quality but is really good, because but the rule that we've set with this is that like you sort of have to stick to your role.
Right.
So like, for example, if I was doing colouring, I wouldn't be able to say modify the raw clips or the beat sync or any of the overlays or anything unless I got like explicit permission to do a certain thing. And even in that situation, I wouldn't be able to change it too much, because otherwise it kind of removes their role from it.
Right.
So it's all about collaboration and communication and ensuring that themes match each other and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's definitely going to be a huge experiment to see if this works, but it's a cool concept, and I'm surprised this has never come up, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like
when Architect told me about it, he told me about it in the chat, and he mentioned it, and I was surprised, and I sat there and I thought, surely somebody's done that before.
That's what I thought too. I was like,
it seems like a really obvious thing. Do you know what I mean? To sort of try that, because it's not exactly an outworldy concept to work as a team, like to do certain job roles and stuff. But in this case, it seems to, because I haven't actually seen anything akin to this. So.
And there's no name for it, so like we're basically breaking ground here. So we deemed it the RWBY AMV Alchemy. It might change here and there. We were kind of considering a different some other names. I like the word alchemy though, because it kind of, like Remnant was saying before in the chat, it's like, you know, mixing all these different bits together to make one thing. So like a mixing pot, or, you know, something like that. But I do like alchemy. I think it's a cool kind of catchphrase name for the idea.
Well, I had to give it a good name because I mean, if you look at like the sort of Iron Chef competitions that a lot of studios hold, where they have to sort of like make an AMV in like a certain time limit with like a certain theme or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to give it a kind of unique name, so I figured Alchemy would be good.
Yeah. So the name might change, might kind of alter here and there. It's not solid, like, built in yet, so we can still kind of do it. We just wanted to put out this idea for the world, so that way, I don't know, to kind of like announce that this is an actual thing. So the plan, I guess, for Alchemy so far is I'm going to host at least the first video, and then we'll go from there. So, because I was kind of thinking, like, since everyone's kind of pulling together, at least 6 people are going to pull together and make an alchemy video. If my idea was, like, you know, everybody who's in the alchemy could, you know, upload it to your own channel, so that way there's, you know, because you worked on it so much, and, like, it was your video kind of thing. So we also have the idea of making, like, a studio kind of thing, but, like, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now. It's still in the works. We're still working through it.
Because I argue, since it was Architect's idea, it should be uploaded to his channel. So, because the problem with it being distributed across multiple channels is that overall the video is going to get less views if you think about it.
Yeah, 6 videos, 6 different view counts. Yeah,
it'd be nice to bunch all the views into one, and then just have like the credits and stuff like that. Because I've got no problem with that. So, you know, I don't see why anybody else would. But
so ultimately, it might go to its own channel, but for right now, it will upload to my channel. I don't know when, whenever we do it. We're kind of still in the, like I said, we literally just made this concept like less than an hour ago.
This is pretty much our way of like solidifying that it was our idea before anybody else comes up with it or something.
And if there is an idea like this out there, we would more than likely, well, we would love to hear about it, because, like, we are, like, flabbergasted that no one has ever thought of doing something like this. So, like, if somebody has done this before, let us know, because we would like to kind of look at how they did it, kind of thing. Because we're
because regardless, I like the idea. So,
yeah, it's a really cool concept, and like I said, I'm flabbergasted. I'm like shocked. I'm everything that no one has ever thought of doing this before. Maybe they've thought about it and they kind of outweighed the cons to the pros, kind of thing, like of having everyone collab into one video, like, you know, simultaneously, kind of thing. But hopefully with the rules that we set forth and the kind of guidelines that we kind of make up and everything, it'll all work out together. We said before that we might not make too many people a part of one alchemy video. We can definitely probably have like multiple alchemy videos going at once, but I would say for one alchemy, like you were saying, like 6 roles or more, because like if
so some people can share the roles if like 2 people specialize in a certain field.
So like if one person's good at editing, they would do editing, and then someone who's good at beat syncing, they would kind of contribute to, you know, that role. So like 2 people for that role, kind of thing, and then 1 person per every role. Or if there's 2 typography people who like love to do typography, they can kind of split the load, and they can kind of do their thing separately, but contribute together and collaborate together, and make sure they're not overlapping each other's work and, like, you know, weird theme together. So the ultimate goal to this is, I wouldn't say like more collaboration than a MEP would, because I know a lot of people work a lot harder on MEPs and stuff, but this does require a ton of collaboration, a ton of conversation between the editors and everything. So
it relies on the editors being quite proactive and active, like within the little group that they've set up for themselves, essentially.
Yeah,
because
so
you know, if one person isn't informed about something, they could end up going off and making something that does not suit the rest of it, and you know,
yeah,
they've wasted the time then. So
at the very end, like I said, I would, for the first video, I guess I would be hosting the video, but I wanted to do a cool thing where we can do a multicam of step by step each person's contribution. So like the first person would just be like clips and beat editing, so it would be like a normal kind of minimal kind of AMV. And then it'll kind of shrink down to like one corner, and then the second person will pop up, and then they did all their effects, and then that will shrink down, and then the next person, until all screens are, or the entire screen is filled up with all the different parts and what they've done, and you can see them
and then
time
afterwards, to time. And then afterwards, you could have like the final product as well.
Yeah.
So you could sort of have it showing it sort of what they're adding and whatever, and then like because it'll serve as like a credits thing as well. So you could do that, serve that as a credits thing, show what everybody's been doing, like the full way through, so you can sort of see the progress of how the AMV evolved.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you've just got the final product. That's how it could work for them.
I also I've been talking to the Alchemy group a little bit about this too, but I wanted to do like a voiceover for at least the first video, because it's the first concept, so people clicking on it would have no idea what the concept is, because like we're talking about it in this video. It's a separate video from the actual Alchemy video. Yeah,
so obviously they might not know about
so
this video.
I was thinking some kind of little kind of intro voiceover kind of thing, like what would happen if all these people combined all their energy into one video, and then like
Power Rangers MEP edition.
Yeah, so that's the idea. Like I said, let us know if this idea, this concept, this thing has been out there already, and we just been blind to it since until now.
If you can burst our bubble, go ahead and do it.
Yes. But that's another thing too. If it is a thing out there, we'd love to know, because we want to watch how they did it, and then maybe kind of, you know, gleam our Alchemy video off theirs kind of thing. So just, we're not like one-to-one like copy them, but I mean like learn how they did it, any kind of mistakes they might have done, or some things we want to change on ours, and then kind of do it for ours. So yeah, that's the idea. It's out there to the world now.
There we go. Copyrighted, trademarks.
And like I said, I don't know how long it's going to be until the Alchemy video will be out there, but it is in the works. So I guess stay tuned for that. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for Rem for joining me in this video as well.
No problemo.
We will see you when Alchemy finally comes to life.
Or in your next reaction video.
Or my reaction.
or my next reaction video.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you don't have to wait quite that long to see our sexy faces again. Yeah. You won't get no withdrawal. No.
All right. Take care, everybody. See ya.
Goodbye.